Shishi, and I'm back with another video. So on today's video, I want to talk to you ladies about the difference between the difference between my experience between Dr. Velasco and Dr. Hakame. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I had surgery with Dr. Velasco back in 2015. I had a tummy tuck lipo BBL. Okay, and fast forward to 2018, had surgery with Dr. Hakame where I had breast lifts, reduction in implants, lipo BBL. So I'm going to talk about my experiences. So let's start with Dr. Velasco in 2015. So I found Dr. Velasco really on a whim. I was in a surgery group and I was searching for I believe it was like one of the Colombian surgery groups. I don't really think they're that active anymore, but yeah, I was in one of the surgery groups, and I was looking, just researching doctors like I normally do, and I kept hearing about this Dr. Velasco and how he's great, but he's so good and he's this best kept secret, and all of the video vixens go to him, and he gives these nice hips, these nice shapes, these small waists. And then I started hearing about these celebrities that were going to him, or Instagram models, and so I started to do more research. I researched my ass off when it came to Dr. Velasco, and I found like one or two of his dolls, talked to him. Talked to them. They all gave him good reviews. So I ended up booking with Dr. Velasco. The quote was really nice because back in 2015, it was when Colombia was just really getting on the scene on social media when it came to plastic surgery. So not a lot of people like from the United States were going to Colombia at that time. So the quote was really good. I think it was maybe 4,000 at that time for the work that I got done. I'm sure it's probably more now. But yeah, and so communication was great. We communicated through email at that time. So sent my deposit over. Everything, that whole process went smoothly when it came to like getting the quotes and everything with Dr. Velasco. So yeah, so Dr. Velasco has a recovery house, but I opted not to stay in the recovery house at the time. I stayed in the Airbnb, which wasn't that far away from his clinic. And he was fine. That wasn't any problem that I didn't stay in his recovery house, and I chose to do the Airbnb. So yeah, so when I first met Dr. Velasco for my consultation, he was so nice. We talked about my different options. I didn't show him a wish pic, even though I've heard some girls say that you can't, like, he will actually like look at your wish pics or whatever and consider it. Just make sure that he can actually pull off that shape or whatever. But yeah, so he was just really nice. We talked about my options. He told me because of my hemo, because y'all know like my hemo is always like not low, but it's not the highest. So because I didn't have a really high hemo, there were some parts that I couldn't get lipoed at the time. So like in between my thighs, arms, he was like, nah, your hemo is like, I think it was like a 12 or 13. So I couldn't do all of that. So make sure that your hemo is good, okay? Make sure that your hemo, you have a high enough hemo. Work on that before you get surgery, because the doctors can be able to take out more fat. So anyway, so yeah, he answered all my questions. He was very attentive. I felt very safe. He let me speak with the anesthesiologist. I met all of them. So and again, y'all, this was 2015, so forgive me if, you know, I'm trying to remember everything, but yeah, that was pretty much it. Like, he was really nice. Dr. Velasco was really nice, and he really listened. He was, like I said, at the time, he was like a hidden gem. So a lot of the girls, the dancers, just, you know, people on social media, they didn't, you know, it's not like it is now. Now you have more women coming out telling other women that they actually had surgery, and even shouting out the doctors. Back in 2015, you know, they was blaming it on flat tummy tea, okay? They weren't really spilling the tea about the snatch, okay? They weren't. You just had to do your research or come across someone who was honest enough to actually put you on, all right? And I got put on to Dr. Velasco, and I'm so grateful. So yeah, like, the whole process was good. He does an epidural sedation, you know, through the back. That part was scary. You know, even though I've had kids, that part's still scary to me, getting that epidural in the back. But, you know, I mean, still no problem. He was very attentive. The lady that did massages, she came to the Airbnb, no problem. She was really sweet and everything. Like, I did not have any issues with Dr. Velasco when it came to my surgery. Even afterwards, you know, in the Airbnb recovering, you know, because I had a friend that went with me, and she had like just a slight little issue, and, you know, called him up, and next thing you know, she was in the office, and he was taking a look and seeing what was going on. Like, very, very attentive, like, seriously. So, and then when I got home, he was communicating with me, like, not his assistant, but actually him, okay, on WhatsApp. We were actually talking, and he was checking up on me, all right? And so, like, I couldn't ask for a better experience. Dr. Velasco is the bomb. Now, let's fast forward. Surgery with Dr. Hakame. So I had surgery with Dr. Hakame. The beginning process, how did I find out about, I found out about Dr. Hakame on Instagram. A lot of people, a lot of recovery houses, or a lot of surgery consultants were, not a lot, but there were a few surgery consultants that were passing around, like, showing her pictures of her work. She was recommended, like a recommended doctor for, like, lipo or whatever. Nobody recommended me for her for breast, but I reached out to her and asked her for pictures, and I liked her breast work with her lipo BBL, and I figured she was the best doctor for me at the time. And I got a really good quote. Again, I got lipo, BBL, and I got 360 lipo. So she lipo my arms, my chin, everywhere, really. She lipo everywhere. And then I got the breast lift reduction implants, and then fat transferred to my hips and my butt. The whole process, like, with them, like, sending my deposit and everything, it went smoothly. Her, Alejandra was her assistant at the time. Not sure if she's still her assistant, but she was really sweet. She gave me a good deal. I think I paid like $5K or something like that. She gave me a really good deal. I think it was like $5K or something like that, but her prices have went up too. Yeah. So yeah, I got a really good deal. Let's see what else. After that, so yeah, that whole process was sending my deposit and everything, you know, booking the surgery. This time I did opt for a recovery house. I stayed at Alba's recovery house. Dr. Hakame, I don't think Dr. Hakame has a recovery house. And I don't think she recommended any recovery house. The only difference between the surgery with Dr. Hakame and Dr. Velasco is Dr. Velasco sent like pre-op instructions. So he sent instructions on how to prepare your body for surgery, you know, vitamins that you need to avoid, you know, 2 weeks before surgery, things you need to avoid, things like that, how to prepare your body the day of surgery. I didn't get any of that with Dr. Hakame. I didn't get any pre-op instructions at all. But because this wasn't my first rodeo, you know, I already knew what to do. So that was no problem. Initially meeting Dr. Hakame, she was really nice, very attentive. She answered my questions. This time I did show wish pics, especially of my breasts, because I was very, like, that was my main focus. For some reason she thought I was focusing on my butt. Like, no, like, because she was like, you want a big butt? And I was like, no, I don't want a big butt. I just want you to lipo me real good, but really focus on these boobs, okay? Because I need these boobs to sit up like that, all right? So that was my main focus. So she, you know, after you know, doing the consultation with her and everything, she assured me that, you know, she's gonna do her best work. You know, she's gonna do a good job on me. So I ended up having surgery with her. She was not very attentive because I did have a, like, right after surgery, after having surgery with her, like, I didn't hear anything else from her. I was just, her assistants were Alejandra was the one that I was mostly talking to, so she booked for me to get my massages, and I actually had to go to get the massages versus last time with Dr. Velasco. His massage therapist came, his nurse came to the Airbnb, but for Dr. Hakame, I actually had to be transported to her office. No one in her office really spoke English, so it was like translating, or you hope that somebody in there spoke English. If you know, because sometimes even trying to do the translating on your phone, like, it's hard to understand. So, you know, luckily there was like some clients in there that they were there getting their massages at the same time, so they could speak English, and I was able to you know, translate. The massages hurt like hell versus with Dr. Velasco. His massage therapy, it didn't hurt. Like, it did not hurt. But with Dr. Hakame, oh my god, like, I still cringe when I think about how bad the massages hurt. And it wasn't the massage therapist. I feel like it's because Dr. Hakame was a lot more aggressive when it came to her lipo, and I feel like that's why it hurt so much. The massages hurt so much. Like, they were, oh my god, it hurt so bad. So yeah, so I did have started having a complication with my breast. I ended up seeing I ended up having a complication, like, with my breast, like, something before I left Colombia, like, something was going on with my breast. Like, I was noticing that, like, the incisions were opening up, and I was trying to translate to the nurse to let her know, and they were like, oh, you know, it's normal. Nobody really was, like, you know, they was just telling me, you know, they were trying to offer me like different, like, they were trying to offer me different things to kind of help speed the healing process up. And that's another thing versus when I went in 2015 versus now. I really felt like I just felt like a cash cow or something. I felt like every time I looked around, they were trying to sell me something, even not just when it came to just recovery, just like even like when I was at the recovery house and they give you an assistant, and you know, they were just, it's like I felt like I was constantly having to, like, they were trying to upsell me on things, if that makes sense. I constantly felt like I was being like, they saw that I was from the United States and all they saw was money in their eyes, and that was the vibe that I was getting, and I'm just being honest. Versus last time, I didn't feel like that at all. But yeah, they just, you know, they were just offering me things to kind of help with the healing process, and of course, you know, I took heed and did all of those things, even though when I got home, you know, that's when the incision really opened up and things got really ugly. And I reached out to Dr. Hakame's assistant. I wanted to speak to Dr. Hakame. Never spoke to Dr. Hakame. Now, I did see her right before I left, because, you know, you do have a consultation. Not a consultation. You do have a appointment with your doctor right before you leave, so they can examine you and make sure that everything is healing. Okay. I stayed in in her doctor's office for so long waiting on her. It's like I was the last one. And this is she knew that I was having this complication with my breast. But when she saw me, of course she told me, make sure that I keep my bra on, make sure I wear my band, and do the chamber. I can't pronounce the word, but it's a chamber that helps with the healing, which I did. But that was it. Like, she didn't seem like it was an issue, or she was really concerned. Alright, so when I got home, that's when shit hit the fan, and my breast, the incision just opened up really wide. It's just, y'all know, I made a video all about that. Contacted her assistant. They were just telling me what things to put on it, how to take care of it. Never heard from Dr. Hakame other than a recording. Never spoke to her, never heard from her, even to this day. So that's my review on Dr. Hakame versus Dr. Velasco. Now, the lipo, like, as far as it comes to the results, if I would have, when I went to Dr. Velasco, if I would have been a little bit on, like, if my weight would have been my goal, like my actual goal weight when I went to him, I feel like I would have had much better results when it came to the lipo. But I was overweight, and so I didn't, like, he wasn't, and then my hemo, so he wasn't able to snatch me, which is why I went back for a second round. And Dr. Hakame definitely snatched me, even though, like, I'm not too crazy. Like, my boobs, like, I like them, they're natural. I do want to get them done over in the future. I'm sure I will. But, like, she's very aggressive with her lipo. And even, like, with the liposuction of the arms, it left me with, like, this loose skin. And you kind of can see it, like, when I'm, and I just really, I want to know what I can do for this. And I don't want to arm lift. But it just left me with some, like, loose skin. I'm going to try to work out, really, is what I'm going to do to kind of get that back. Okay, get that tightened up. I'm gonna work out. And then her lipo holes, she's a little bit messy when it comes to lipo, the holes, because she left some visible holes. Dr. Velasco, I didn't even know where he lipoed at, honestly, because I didn't have any like, you couldn't see the incisions. I got two big old incisions on my butt that I'm trying to fade right now. So, but overall, I'm happy with my lipo and BBL with her. Yeah, definitely. But if I had to do it again, like, I am thinking about a round 3. Don't know, not sure, especially with this whole COVID situation going on. I'm definitely not getting a vaccine, so if I have to get a vaccine to travel, then I'm not going back to Colombia. But if I ever do get a chance, like, if let's say everything goes back to normal and we can travel and things like that, then I would consider Dr. Velasco again, because I just feel comfortable with him, and he's been slaying lately. Y'all haven't seen his baddies, have y'all? Y'all need to, because he been, like, when it comes to lipo BBL, he's the bomb. But he's not one of the cheap doctors, so keep that in mind. So I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video. I promise that I will not leave y'all waiting for a video like I did 2 months. I think it's like been 2 months since I've uploaded. I apologize about that, but I have so much going on. But I love you ladies. Thanks so much for just rocking with me, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see y'all on the next video. Bye.